Welcome back, everyone, and Happy New Year. I'm really excited because I have an announcement today. I wanted to start a coaching series where we can all learn and get better together. I mean, part of this channel, why I started it is so that I could bring you guys news and help everyone in the community that way. But I thought we could expand out a little more and do some other fun stuff. So I'm teaming up with Nefren, who is a top player in both Overwatch and Marvel Rivals. He's been coaching for 4+ years and he's coached hundreds of people and tons of teams also. So if you want your gameplay to be reviewed in a future video, send details to this email here. And then also here's what a great submission would look like. So you could say something like, my rank is gold, what heroes you played during the match, a match summary. So something like, I think I played well, but my team still lost. And then the replay code, of course. So yeah, this is something I'm really excited about, and let's just all get better together. So getting into the big news here, we finally have our first graphic of the Fantastic Four team together, and it looks like they're going to be our Season 1 heroes. We don't know yet if they're all going to be releasing together at the same time, or if they're going to be sprinkled throughout the season, but this graphic looks pretty awesome. I'm loving all their designs, and we're actually going to be getting a Fantastic Four trailer on January 6th at 8 a.m. PST or 4 p.m. UTC. So hopefully we learn a lot in this trailer. I will definitely be covering it right when it comes out, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't seen my other video where we go over leaked hero abilities, we have already touched on most of the Fantastic Four abilities that have been leaked, so go and check that out. But we have some more info on the Invisible Woman. So here's her description. The Invisible Woman is able to slip in and out of sight without a trace. No matter how intense the battle may be, Suzanne Richards always keeps her cool, conjuring up impenetrable force fields to protect herself and her team. So that is pretty awesome. It sounds like she's going to have some invisibility, and who knows, that might be something like Sombra in Overwatch, where originally she could only go invisible for a few seconds, but ultimately they made her invisible for as long as she wanted. But they also do a cool thing where if an enemy gets close to you while you're invisible, it will show yourself. So I'm wondering if we'll see something similar to that. And then she also has the impenetrable force field. So maybe that's something similar to Magneto, where she could put a bubble around herself to protect her and maybe her team. But that seems a little too close to Magneto. So maybe it would just be herself. So along with the Season 1 roster of the Fantastic Four, we could be seeing some new maps as well. So there are a lot of unreleased maps that we have found in the game files. So I'll quickly run through them and we can maybe see what ones might be a part of it. First off, sorry for pronouncing this wrong because I'm sure I'll get butchered in the comments, but Kunlun is a mystical lost city located in a pocket dimension in one of the 7 capital cities of heaven. And this is actually where Iron Fist serves as the guardian of the gate and Kunlun's protector. So pretty cool that we're seeing a map of already a fan favorite hero to play. Next up, we have the Collector's Theme Park, and most of us know the Collector from Guardians of the Galaxy, and so I'm assuming this will be a really cool map visually, and hopefully we see a lot of cool stuff there. Next up, we have Thebes, and Thebes is a city in the Nile in Upper Egypt, and it is connected to Moon Knight. This is actually one of the only pictures I believe that we have of Thebes, so I'll throw that on screen now. Next, we have Krakoa, and this is actually going to be a domination map. So Krakoa is the island that walks like a man. It is a sentient living island located in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And then kind of tied to this, we have Arakko, which is a escort map, so with the payload. And Arakko was a sister entity of Krakoa. I have a feeling both of these maps are going to be super sweet, and hopefully they tie in the living sentient being into the map visually. And then lastly, we know that New York is coming, and we all know New York, so I think we all know what to pretty much expect there. So because this was leaked a few days ago, I figured I might as well just include it in this video. Even though I'm sure we won't see him in Season 1, might as well talk about him. So the Hood is coming, and we have most of his abilities, if not all of them already. We know that he has dual guns to shoot with and can transform into his demon form, which I believe is going to be his ultimate. So these abilities might not be the final names, and they might actually be translated from Chinese, so the wording might be off, but here we go. We got dual gun shooting, which might just be his primary fire, or that could be an ability. Next up, we have dual gun overheat cooling. So what this sounds like to me is you can cancel out your gun overheat by using this ability. So something similar to like Star-Lord's cancel reload. Next up, we know he has a shield. Not really sure what that means. It's pretty vague, but we do know that he does have shield health management. So this is going to be something that's similar to like a Magneto shield where you could throw it up as long as you have some energy or whatever it's going to be for that shield. Next up, we have some interesting abilities similar to Loki. So we have clone projection, clone range control, and clone detonation. So clone projection sounds like, at least to me, like what Loki has, where he could put out a illusion and pretty much replicate himself. I don't know what clone range control will be, but maybe that's just saying you could control at what distance you can place the clone down. It's not just going to be placed right next to you. And then lastly, clone detonation. That just sounds like wherever the clone is, it's going to turn into a bomb pretty much and do damage to the enemy. And then lastly, we have Demon Transformation, which I believe is just going to be his ultimate. And I don't think he'll be using his guns in this. So we actually have seen the Hood in another Marvel game called Contest of Champions, where he will transform into his demon form and he will just go crazy without using his guns. So I feel like we'll see something similar where he won't be using his guns. He'll probably get a buff with tons of health and maybe tons of shield. And it's going to be some hand-to-hand combat for his ultimate. So that pretty much wraps it up, guys. I appreciate you sticking all the way to the end. And don't forget to submit your gameplay if you do want to be featured in a future video for coaching. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate you guys. We're super close to 2,000 subscribers still. So just appreciate everything. And I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.